Hello guys, so today I'm in Kerbal Space Program and this is the first ever true episode of Exploration Eeloo, which is my new series where we're trying to colonize Eeloo, and most importantly we're trying to see the effects on Kerbals this far away from the sun and maybe on our equipment. What will happen this far away from the sun? Also, we're at Eeloo, like, is it safe? Is it dangerous? We really don't know anything. So that's why we're doing this exploration trip to find out more about Eeloo. So that's the thesis, and today is the first true episode. I know last week's video was sort of the first episode, but I was sort of like, it was a prologue of this series. It was a prologue. But this is a first true episode where today we're gonna be building an Eeloo surface base, which we're gonna land on Eeloo, if that wasn't already obvious. So let's now just build everything. So it's just a monolithic sort of thing, like just all one unit. Not really anything special about this. It's got all refinement and things, though. I made a big mistake. I should have packed more batteries. I should have packed some larger batteries, because in the end I got to Eeloo and I realized I had like 200 units of electric charge, which basically was used in like 1 second. So oops, whatever. We don't need the fuel anyways, because we're not gonna fly this. So we are now building this, is what I've got to say. So this is a build time lapse, and I'm putting some engine tanks. Now most people, what they do is they put like the engines on decouplers and just decouple them once landed, but I actually thought they looked pretty cool on the base, and I decided to just leave them because it looked really cool. It just looks like an aesthetic flair, and it fits more. And I'm now making one of those long RTGs. I know there's some part clipping, but I feel like that's acceptable. So there we go. We are now gonna put some large drills, and I did test them to see where I needed to place them. So yep. And is that it? Oh, we need the landing legs. That's very important, because if we didn't have these, then we would probably not be very happy landing. So let's now switch to the VAB, because we're now gonna be building the transfer stage, and unfortunately there's no footage of me building the rocket itself because I forgot to record. Oof, right there, but whatever. At least you can see the most interesting part, which is the transfer stage, which we have 6 nuclear engines, I think, and yep, about 5,000 meters per second. Now I didn't hesitate putting more fuel. In the end, even that wasn't very enough fuel. Like, we needed even more fuel. So, oops. Well, we didn't need much fuel, but we had to use a little bit of the fuel on board the center of ground operations. That's what I'm calling this, the center of ground operations. That's what I've got to say. So we're now gonna strut everything up. Struts. We need a lot of struts everywhere just to keep everything stable. Just strut away. No, there's no harm in strutting things. And am I doing anything? Oh yeah, I'm about to build the fairing part. And oh, I had it was really annoying to build the fairings for some reason. Probably because I'm a moron. I suck at building these things. There we go, made it. Whoop, there we go. And yep, I think I forgot to do the main part, which is, yeah, the rocket. But you can just look at it and it's pretty simple. Here we are now launching. Woof. So it's pretty powerful. It's actually a little bit overpowered, but whatever. I think the main thing about this rocket, it looks really stumpy. Very stumpy. But whatever, it's pretty overpowered. You want to have more fuel than have too little fuel. So yep, it's pretty stable. It's big rocket, big stable rocket. So yeah, punching pretty quickly through the atmosphere. Actually, I ended up having way too much power. Like, these engines were actually way more than enough power to last this relatively small, this very small payload. So just launching this thing, whatever it's called, just a rocket. I put 4 skipper engines because I wanted to change things up from what I usually do, which is just, yeah, I usually just put things, whatever this thing is. Oh, I usually put Rhino engines, but this time I put 4 skipper engines because it's more powerful and there's more gimbal, like overall more gimbal. And here we are now using the nuclear engines to circularization, and there we go, bing bang boom. And what am I doing? Oh, I turned on the lights. I put some fancy lights. I made them turquoise because I don't know, because I thought it looked cool. Turquoise sort of fit with Eeloo. And building this. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yep, just building this. I really don't know what to talk about this. Like, it's just a maneuver node to Eeloo. I did have to make a pretty expensive inclination change, about 500 meters per second, but it's in our budget. So whatever. So here we go, moving on with this thing, whatever it is, this thingy majiggy. So yeah, I don't know really what to talk about. It's pretty just like, yes. Oh yeah, I'm skipping orbits until I get the closest approach. And in the end, I had to completely redo the maneuver node because I didn't do it all in one burn. I wanted to maximize our efficiency by doing it in 2 burns. 2 burns at periapsis. And what is happening? Okay, there we go. We got an encounter. I'm just seeing how much delta V it requires to circularize. And that's about it. What am I doing? What am I doing? Hello. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I'm back. Please. That's not racism. I meant back. Oh no, I think I just got demonetized for being racist. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying I'm back. I'm back from whatever I did. So, just plotting the maneuver node, trying to get a nice close encounter, even though that doesn't even matter, because I'm gonna have to redo the maneuver node anyway, so whatever. So, just saving, and we're now gonna retract, we're gonna pull on that retrograde and marker until it's back, until it's at about minimum height. So, let's now prep for the burn. That's what I call the quick save. So, there we go. And, yes. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what to talk about. I guess Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming in like a month and a half. Really, a month and a half? Yeah, today is January 14th, and Kerbal Space Program is coming out on February 24th. So yeah, a month and a half. Isn't that just amazing? Amazing, isn't it? I'm gonna do some new missions in Kerbal Space Program 2 and post it on YouTube, because why not? So yes, there we go, there we go, there we go, bish bash bosh. I'm trying to get a good encounter. See, I'm redoing the maneuver node because for some reason it started glitching out. Like, I couldn't get a close encounter, so I had to just delete it and just redo. I don't know why. I do not know why. I do not know. So there we go, a nice close encounter, and I ended up getting about 1,000-kilometer approach, which is close enough for me. And there we go, Eeloo encounter set. So whatever. So I'm now gonna be doing the burn about 1,300 meters per second, which is a pretty big burn. But we've got the delta V, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And here we go. There we go. I really don't know what to say. Like, just, I don't know. I do not know. Like, we're just burning towards Eeloo. That's all I've got to do. I feel like this is the worst commentary so far, because I don't know what to talk about. That's all. I don't know what to talk. So, yes. And we will now be doing the mid-course correction burn, which I ended up massively. Oh, there we go. I ended up getting again a much further approach, but it was fine. Only about 430 meters per second. There we go. Just getting a nice close thing. Close encounter. A low Eeloo periapsis, and the burn is about 1,400 meters per second. Again, because I did do some overshooting and things, which means that we won't have enough delta V to completely circularize in a circular orbits with a transfer stage. We're gonna have to use just a teeny bit of fuel from the base, but that's fine. No problem. No problem. And we are now burning towards Eeloo, and we've got our thrust to weight ratio is too good. It's too good. I feel like that's so weird to say with nuclear engines, because nuclear engines are so weedy that I never say there's not enough power. Like, oh my god. So yep, not enough fuel to get into a perfectly circular orbit, but an elliptical orbit is all we really need right now. So yep, there we go. And it's only about 5 minutes. So yeah, this shows that we've gained a lot of delta V. Not delta V. We've gained a lot of thrust to weight ratio from all of that spent fuel. So getting to Eeloo, and of course I'm using the mod Better Time Warp to have much faster time warp. Because getting to Eeloo, it's always really long. That's why I use Better Time Warp, because Better Time Warp is superior. You can also use something like time control, but I don't know. But I prefer Better Time Warp, that's what I want to say. So getting down towards Eeloo, and I can't see it. There we go, there's Eeloo. And I really love Eeloo. I think Eeloo is one of my favorite planets right now because of the texture revamp. Like, I think the two planets that I love from the texture revamps that used to be done with Kerbal Space Program 1 was, I think my favorite planet are Val and Eeloo in terms of like texture revamps. Like, Eeloo looks so cool with those texture revamps, which were done like 2 years ago at this point. Oh yeah, 2 years ago. Okay, that's a long time ago now that I think of it. But yeah, it looks so cool. Val was even longer ago. Val was like, yeah, literally 2 years ago. Maybe even 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago. Val. But Val really looks... I love the texture revamp of Val and Eeloo. They look so good. So, yep. So I've got about 1,000 meters per second in the center of ground operations, because I want to have more delta V than I really needed. I know you only need about 600 to land on Eeloo, but I usually always say 700 because I'm a terrible pilot. And I want to have extra, because in case I didn't have enough delta V in my transfer stage, I would at least have a little bit. And here we are now doing the landing. Landing on Eeloo. Pretty easy. Eeloo's surface gravity is a little bit higher than the Mun. The Mun requires 550 meters per second to land on, whilst Eeloo I think takes 620 meters per second to land on. So not a big difference, but still a difference. So yep, here we are now coming in to land on Eeloo, and we've got the beautiful lights to guide us. And I also saw a surface feature which came with Breaking Ground, which came out like 4 years ago at this point. Time really flies. And we have landed. So yep, landed on the moon. So we landed in the Midlands. Not exactly super flat, but it's flat enough for me. It's not too like weirdly angled. Like, it's flat enough that it's good. It's good enough. That's what I've got to say. And I also made some really cool exploration Eeloo flags like 15 minutes after the beginning of the video. Wow. So yeah, I made these on my own in Procreate, and then I just moved them to my computer and put them in the Kerbal Space Program flags file. So yeah, I really like that. I really like that flag I made. It looks so cool. And there we go, planting a flag to mark this landing site, to mark the landing point of the Center of Ground Operations, or CGO, that's what I'm calling it. The SGO, I guess. Center of Ground Operations. So there we go, adding a bunch of doing some science, I guess. Bim bam boom. Bada bim bada boom. Taking the I don't know, taking the science. Really, I guess after all, I've got the entire text tree unlocked, so really all this science doesn't even matter to me. And here I am trying to mine ore, and then I realize that yep, there's only 230 units of electricity, so I guess it's going really slowly, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong, but I really don't know what's happening. Something's weird and it doesn't work. I don't know. Well, whatever. So I guess this concludes the video. So we can now take a nice shot of the Center of Ground Operations, and in the blizzard. There's a blizzard on Eeloo. I didn't know these things even existed. Whatever mod added this, thank you very much, mod maker. And I guess that concludes it. So very nice, and don't forget to like and subscribe. On the left hand side is a video for you, on the right hand side is a playlist, and see you in the next Kerbal Space Program installment.